Love is in the air, and today we're gonna make one of my favorite crafts, paper flowers, to celebrate Valentine's Day. These are so easy to not only make for that special someone or a friend, but also all year long. And today I'm gonna be using the Astrobrights Dreamy Pack. And let me tell you guys, it is dreamy. The colors are so bright and so pretty, perfect to celebrate Valentine's Day. All right, so for this project, we need just a few things. Here's what we need. We need our Astrobrights Dreamy Pack of paper. We're also going to use some pipe cleaners. We're gonna need some ribbon or trim. We're going to use clothespins. You're gonna need some paper glue. I created some templates for you, but I'm also gonna show you how you can freehand these flowers. You're going to need scissors, and then we're gonna use craft paper to wrap it all up and create the perfect bouquet. All right, let's make it. I'm gonna put my templates aside and take a sheet of my Pulsar pink cardstock. We're gonna freehand a scalloped spiral rose. Now you can start on any side of the paper, take your scissors, and we're going to cut scallops. And those scallops are going to go in a circular motion. Once you get to the end, you wanna make sure that you leave a little tab because that's what you're gonna glue your flower to. Once your spiral is cut, have your glue handy and ready to go. I'm using a paper glue. Now you may want to use hot glue, but here's the thing. Hot glue will sometimes turn your paper colors, so I recommend using a paper glue and then also having some of those clothespins handy because those can help hold your flower in place while your glue dries. Okay, we're going to start at the end of our spiral and we're just going to roll it up. Now you want to hold it tightly in between your fingers so that it doesn't unravel. My tip is to take your index finger and your thumb and put the flower in between those and then use your other hand to help wind it until you get all the way to the center. Once you get to the end, you want to make sure that you take your paper glue and you want to put a lot of glue on the end to make sure it covers the complete bottom of your rose. Next, once it's dry, we're going to take a pipe cleaner and we're gonna curl the end of the pipe cleaner. You wanna almost curl it up like the head of a snake so that you have a flat little area. And then we're gonna take our glue and we're gonna put glue all on the end of this flat area. And we're gonna glue that to the bottom of the flower. All right, I'm gonna let this guy dry. I'm gonna show you how to make the other 3 flowers and then we're gonna do leaves on each one of our flowers. For our second flower, we're going to be using a sheet of the bubble gum. Now, you start with a sheet, and just like we did with our scalloped rose, you're going to cut a spiral, but it's not gonna be scalloped this time. It's gonna be a straight line spiral. So it's the same exact concept. And then we start at the end, and we're gonna roll in and roll it up just like we did our first one. And just like my first rose, I glued it at the tab and added my pipe cleaner. All right, so now I'm gonna show you how to make a pixie flower. We're going to use a sheet of the bubble gum again, and you can get quite a few of these pixie flowers out of the same sheet. Start on the 11.5-inch side of the paper, and you're going to want to cut in about 1.5 to 2 inches. This doesn't have to be exact, those can just be estimated measurements. You're going to need 2 strips though, so you do want those 2 strips to be the same exact size, so line those up to cut the second one. And you can get quite a few of these pixie flowers out of this sheet of paper. All right, we're going to fold each one of these in half. And then starting on the folded side, we're going to cut slits. We want to make sure that you're careful to not go all the way through to the other side. And these slits are going to be a little less than 1/4 inch. Also, they don't have to be exactly the same or perfect. You're going to do this all the way down. Next, we're gonna take a pipe cleaner and we're gonna take one of our strips. We wanna place a little bit of glue on the inside of our strip so that we glue it together. And then we also wanna place some on the outside. And we're gonna take our pipe cleaner, we're gonna place our pipe cleaner on that dot of glue and we're gonna fold it over. Once we get to the end of our first strip, we wanna do the same thing, put a little glue on the inside as well as the back. We're going to glue it, hold it there a second, and then we're going to take our second strip and we're going to start it off the same way. Again, we're going to put glue on the inside and on the outside. Once we get to the end, we want to hold it in place or put a clothespin on it until our glue dries. Once your flower is dry, you want to start at the top and just carefully pull out the petals. This is going to fluff it and make your flower just a little bit bigger. For our fourth flower, we're going to make a Wisteria flower. And we're going to use our punchy peach paper. Now, this one is one that you may want to use my template, or you could freehand it. I call it the lopsided heart petal. So what I do is I start at the bottom, and I'm going to cut what's going to be a little tab at the end. And then I'm going to cut up, and I'm going to make the first part of my heart. Now it's lopsided, so those heart petals are not going to be the same. One is going to be smaller and come around. So it's lopsided. And what I like about this is every petal can be a little bit different. It doesn't have to be the same. Once you've got all of your petals cut out, what you want to do is slightly bend each one in the center, and you also want to get that bend kind of towards the end little tab there. Once all your flowers are bent, take your pipe cleaner, and you're going to start with your first petal. Put a little bit of glue at the end of the tab going up into the heart part. And we're going to take our pipe cleaner and we're going to wrap that end around it and hold it in place. Here is where you can also use your clothespins to help you. You're going to do the same thing with all of the petals, and as you attach them to the pipe cleaner, you're going to want to stagger them. So we're going to put this one just a smidge lower so that it fits kind of on the inside of our other one. We're going to do the same thing all the way down until we get the desired shape that we want. I love how pretty the Wisteria flower looks. Okay, I went ahead and made a whole bunch of other flowers because we're going to make one big bouquet. But what we need for our flowers is we need some leaves. So in our Dreamy Pack, we actually have a gray and a weathered gray color. Now these are a little untraditional, but that's okay. When it comes to paper flowers, I think you can have some fun playing with the colors of leaves. So I created a template again for you, but I'm gonna freehand some leaves out of both of these sheets. You can also get creative with what kind of shapes you use for your leaves, and they all can be different. That's the great part about making paper flowers. Think about flowers in nature. No two flowers are the exact same. Well, it can be that way with your leaves and your paper flowers. Once you have a bunch of your leaves cut, what you want to do is you want to take each leaf and you want to cut just a little slit down the center. Now this is going to be to help fit around the stem of each flower. So we're going to take each one of our leaves and we're going to glue them around the stem. Now you can glue them just like this, or if you also want to fold them to give them a little bit more dimension, you can do that as well. Apply a little bit of glue to the end of each side of the slit and we're going to glue them to each flower. Once your leaves are all on your flowers, you want to channel your inner florist. So you want to create an arrangement by arranging your flowers at different heights and levels, and then once you're ready and like your arrangement, take an extra pipe cleaner and wrap it around the stems to secure it. You're going to take your craft paper, roll it into a cone, secure it with a little glue or tape on the back, and then you may need to trim your stems depending on how big your cone is. We're going to put our flowers in our cone, but first, I'm going to take my trim and I'm going to actually glue my trim around my cone to add a little detail. I love how the trim looks on the cone. All that's left to do is slip our flowers in and get ready to give these to someone special, or you can be your own sweetheart and keep them for yourself. You can go to Astrobrights' website to purchase the Dreamy Pack and find out where it's available at your local retailers. And don't forget to check out their blog because there's other great content creators like me creating really fun holiday and everyday projects. And of course, follow me at Craftbox Girls for more great projects for the whole family. Happy Valentine's Day!